Hello, hello, hello. I don't know why we always end up having problems streaming. I don't understand. Why do we have problems like always trying to stream? Let me see. It says that I'm streaming on YouTube and I'm also streaming on Twitch. And if you guys are in the chat, please say hi so that way I know that it is working. Let me see if I can hear myself. It says that I'm streaming on. Okay, so YouTube. Let me go back to the channel. We have a lot to get to today, just so you know. I will be turning on my camera in a second. There we go. There we go. Okay, cool. We have a lot to get to. I just need to tell the whole world that I am live. And apologies for starting stream, turning on stream. Sorry for all of that. Okay. And if you're here, say what's up because I need to know who's here. Let me. By the way, how do you guys like my thumbnail? My thumbnails are the best. We are going to be going over a little bit of the 5-year anniversary for AEW because, man, I do not understand how we get a stipulation between Okada versus Danielson with the Continental Championship title that Okada has. Why is that put on the line for like the first 20 minutes? And not the AEW championship title, and then it becomes like, well, after the 20 minutes it becomes championship versus championship, or not even championship versus championship. Like, what? How did we get here for that kind of stipulation? What is that? And we're going to talk a little bit about Hangman versus Juice Robinson. And I said that it will be Juice Robinson over Hangman any day of the week because I would believe more quickly that Juice Robinson could tell me a really good story. I really wouldn't believe Hangman telling me a story. We'll learn about the Costco Guys because they signed an AEW contract. And it's like, man, Tony Khan is handing out. Hey, Wrestling Soup, what's up? Just checking out the live show. How's it going? Appreciate your critique of the show the other day. Thanks. You're welcome. By the way, that was what do you call it? That was suggested by one of my viewers. Let me turn on my camera because I usually like to like not have the camera on at the moment. That's the wrong thing. It's always something. Where's the? Oh shit! It's it's hidden. It's hidden. Of course it is. Of course it is. Let me see. I'm okay. I mean, I'm probably gonna turn on the light anyway, but for the time being, actually, I should turn on the light. Give me a second. And I also grabbed my trusty headphones because I'm gonna be reacting to certain things. But yeah, before I get into like talking about how I feel about Hangman and Juice. Yeah, Wrestling Soup. One of my viewers had suggested to react to you guys and like take a look at you guys. And I've said this before on the last one that I've seen Wrestling Soup like on my Twitter timeline. I've seen Kevin interact with you guys. I've seen John interact with you guys, and that's like as far as it goes. But I never really like got around to like listen to anything. So then the first couple of times that I listened to you guys, especially talking about Mercedes Monet's song, which got my stream copyrighted, which is totally fine. They're allowing me to still use the live stream. That was pretty funny. That was funny. Watching and hearing you guys talk about the PWI was really funny. Just the comparisons, like, I don't want an image of the human centipede in my head. I don't want that. But it was really well done. Obviously you guys know what the hell you're talking about. I'm not going to be like, no, they don't, but they are, but it's really refreshing also to find more people to speak out about certain things, and to definitely be like, this is how we feel about it, and then giving like substantial stuff about it. Yeah, so I really do enjoy the content. Yeah, you have crude humor, which is totally fine. It's fine. Cause my humor is not, it's not PG either. But there are just certain things that I was just like, guys, no, like I was not ready for certain jokes that you guys were saying. So, it was all good, man, all good. Like I love the content. I love, you're very, very, very welcome. And also just know that just because, you're telling me that I'm kind, I do want viewers out there to know that I would tell it like it is. If something is not good, then we'll be like, oh, how can we improve it? And then if I tell you that, like, this is good, keep going with it, like, keep fucking going with it. Like, nobody has power over you. You know how like we have like trolls and everything, and trolls are like, you can't do this, you can't say that. Well, who are you? If you're not like supporting my content or the content from Wrestling Soup or the content from other people, I don't think you have like, any authority to be like, you can't do this, you can't do that. Like, I'm just saying. But for anyone that's going to be watching the VOD, go support Wrestling Soup as well. Yeah, I really did enjoy like the content, and for the most part, like I agreed with like the majority of like what I was watching. And the cool thing is that I can find other people that lay out the facts, that kind of like like look at what's happening in wrestling from like an objective standpoint, rather than like from like an emotional super fan standpoint that's not going to understand why someone from both guys and everybody else that's on the Wrestling Soup and like myself, when we sort of break down like why this is bad, and then give our opinions and like ways to fix it, of like, this doesn't make any sense because of X, Y, and Z. Or we try to point out like how inconsistent something is, even the other people that I follow, like Toonie Town Wrestling, they always point out like a lot of stuff that's inconsistent, and I'm like, I agree. There's also Pro Wrestle Times, that like, if you guys have not checked out Pro Wrestle Times, go do so. They also like point out stuff. I just think that now it's time to sort of take back what, like, I don't really want to use the phrase take back. I want to say that it's time for us to like bring back common sense to people in the wrestling community, because we need that common sense. There's way too many people that like talk out their ass, and then when you present them with facts, they get upset and they tell you that you're angry, and you're like, no, I'm not. You just can't disprove my facts. Joe's usually the logic. I balance out the emo sometimes. Good assessment. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly how I heard it. Yeah. You also throw in some jokes in there too, which is like lighthearted, and it breaks everything up, and then it catches me by surprise, because I do tend to like take wrestling serious. I'm not gonna like lie on here, I'm not gonna do that, which I don't like using that phrase. I don't like the phrase "not gonna lie" because it's overused. But for the sake of this, I do take wrestling seriously because I have a huge respect for it. I used to work at WWE in 2018, and I still try to work in the business and try to be media press for this and try to do live streams and podcasting and talk about wrestling in a very fair and honest way. Of course, you can't like make everything fair. You can't like, you know, basically do what these trolls will never do in their lives, meaning that like be consistent or even try to make sure that everything is fair. But for the most part, I want to see wrestling succeed, and I want to see AEW succeed, because if you guys don't know, I used to be a day one AEW fan. And then my name got dragged through the mud, and then the toxicity started, and then I was like, never mind, the AEW community sucks. But then now that the voices have changed, we basically like, I just came back into the fold to be like, look, we got to talk about AEW. I really want them to succeed. But I realized in the process that none of the trolls out there have any power over my content, have no power over me, and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, so with that being said, I do appreciate Wrestling Soup, and thankfully there are other people here. The Wraith, the Wraith. There we go. I was gonna call you the Wrath, like, because I was like, wait a minute, no, that's not. It's not the Wrath. Oh my God. We were all day one AEW fans. We were. I even have the Young Bucks book that is signed. I got 2 Young Buck books that are signed. But yeah. And by the way, Wrestling Soup, if you're still here, my community my community wanted me to collaborate with you in some way, shape, or form. Just so you know, I'm putting it out there. Even one of the commenters were like, yo, it would be kind of cool. Because I guess we agree on like the majority of things. Anyway. But you guys are always welcome to come by the stream and say hi and what's up. Thank you for allowing me to be in the Discord. Wraith, what's up? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the chat. So basically, if you are new here, originally I used to do Tape Study Tuesdays, where basically we watch professional wrestling matches, and we break it down and we talk about it, and I pause it. And I pause it and all that. However, because of YouTube being YouTube, I can't really do that as much. But just so you know, that was the original like idea for like streaming on Tuesdays and whatnot. I do have in my back catalog basically me what do you call it? Doing tape study series. Hold on. The closest one that I did was the closest one. The recent one that I did was of Mayu. No, is it Mayu? I gotta look at my catalog. Just because. It was Io Sky versus Utami. Mayu is not the right one. Surprisingly, this is still available up on YouTube, but this is an idea. I also did do a tape study series of Marufuji versus AJ Styles. That is on my Substack. If you don't know what Substack is a newsletter that I use for video podcasting, sending out newsletters directly to your inbox, and try to make it like fun and wrestling and stuff like that. So the first link is me reacting to right here on youtube.com/Square Circle Podcast of Io Sky versus Utami. And then the second one, you can find the AJ Styles one on there as well. I mean, on the Substack. Twitch updated their ads manager again. Oh, that was last month. Why is it telling me now? Like, man. Okay. So just for today, we're going to be learning about the Costco guys, because I just think that, why, like, why does anybody and everyone get an AEW contract, but those that legit work in the business and have, a background working at WWE and then working in indies don't get signed by AEW? Like, what is up with that? Um, while I'm talking about all of this, I basically have not told the world on social media that I'm live. So I'm gonna try to multitask. But yeah, I don't understand why AEW does that shit where they hand out contracts to people that don't know about the business, that think that they could wrestle in the business, but they don't have proper training. And it's like, you should get proper training. There is no reason why you shouldn't get proper training. This is why, like, if you're a super fan, like, remain a super fan, but if you ever wanted to know how to, like, actually wrestle in the ring, like, go to a wrestling school and, like, learn how to wrestle. Other than that, like, you know, I don't think contracts should just be handed out to anyone and everyone, because you're taking a spot away from a wrestler that worked pretty hard to try to get somewhere and try to make a name for themselves. And people can, like, people are probably gonna tell me that, like, oh, well, Logan Paul is in WWE and he probably took a spot from somebody and blah, blah, blah. Whatever you feel about Logan Paul, which I don't like Logan Paul personally, but from an athlete and a fighter standpoint, it makes sense for him to join WWE. Does he need to be in WWE? No, but because he can bring more viewers, more eyes to the product, have them spend more money on WWE stuff, support him. But the thing that we cannot take away from Logan Paul is that, like, he's actually a damn good athlete and he catches on. So it's one of those, like, if we use celebrity, it's kind of cringe, but if you use, like, apparently he's like a TikTok famous star, it's even way, 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 way more cringe. And I understand that I understand that AEW sometimes, or for the most part, try to attract a certain demographic with what they're doing. But at the same time, it's like, you have to look at it. Is it beneficial for your TV network? And by the way, does anybody have the time frame for, like, when they're going to announce the TV deal? Because it's been how long and we're already in October? This is super late season. That shouldn't be happening with any kind of wrestling promotion out there, with any kind of series or, like, TV like TV show. Like, it's too late in the game. So I just want to know, does anybody have that time frame? Let me know. As I say that, Dave mentioned it around the corner again, all the time, dude, all the time. It's like, dude, how many times can we go around the corner? Like, by the time we go around the corner, I'll be super skinny. Like, like, it's one of those things of, like, how many times can you tell your audience, oh, it's right around the corner, guys. It's right around the corner. And we're getting there. They're going to get, like, a huge contract. No, they aren't. They're probably not going to get as huge of a contract as you think they're going to get. The one thing that I dislike is when when they have to tell people the wrong thing. Hold on, who just entered chat? The DRWC show, what's up? Is that like the Dr. Wrestling Community Show? I don't. But what's up? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. I believe you're also in the Wrestling Soup Discord. I'm gonna take, like, a guess. We're just currently talking about what we're gonna go over today. Also, I wanted to show you guys Stream Loots, because if you guys don't know about Stream Loots is basically where you make cards, and your fans can purchase those cards and play the cards on stream, and then you as a streamer have to act it up. Don Reynolds and the white chocolate. Ooh. Yeah, I don't listen, I'm so wrestling, like, focused, and I'm gonna be like Dr. Wrestling Community, okay? But by the way, Mr. Don Reynolds, I like white chocolate. Okay? I like white chocolate. I haven't had white chocolate in a couple years now. But I like white chocolate, just so you know. But welcome to the live stream. Again, I have not told the world that I'm live, so I'm doing this like in person. By the way, I do want to talk about fans. Fans, they need to work on their reading comprehension and like context, common sense kind of thing. Because if you're telling me that awesome. So if a fan is telling me that AEW is consistent, right? And if I say consistent, sure. Like, I don't know how AEW is consistent. AEW is like really not consistent. Not at all. If you're going to tell me that they're consistent and I'm questioning you on the phrasing of like, how are they consistent, even though all the metrics and all the numbers are down, please do not compare it to WWE. I'm asking you for a specific way or facts or opinions or statistics or numbers, because for some reason I can't fucking talk right now. Like, give me something in relation to the conversation. If no one brought up WWE, stop bringing up WWE in the conversations. Like, stop doing that. Because you're not going to try to win an argument or try to do a gotcha of like, well, what about WWE? What about WWE? I never asked about WWE. I asked a specific question of like, well, if you're going to say consistent, if you're going to say AEW is consistent, then let me know how they're consistent when like all the numbers are down. Just because a wrestling promotion puts on good matches does not mean that they are consistent. They are consistent with putting matches. However, they are not consistent with storytelling, tying up loose ends, making sure that the storytelling is good for viewers to tune in week after week after week, which is like the money maker to stay on a TV network. You know, like, how is it consistent? Denisha, what's up? Thank you for joining the chat, and thank you for being here in the live stream. And I'm trying to multitask. I am so trying to multitask. You know what? I'm just gonna put live. And by the way, it's easy to like get people upset over on threads when you talk about AEW, and I tend to like go into certain type of threads to like chat. And I basically just, you know, chat and tell them my opinion, and they don't like it. And we always have drama. There's always drama, even though like I'm like, it's just, you know, an opinion and facts and stuff like that. It's like a broken con is right a few times a week doesn't mean it's a good clock. Yep, I like that. I was like, where are we going with this? Okay, so I tried to make like all of my, what the hell happened? There was a ding. I don't know why there was a ding. I'm going to be working out with the new shirt today. Awesome. Enjoy your workout. Enjoy your workout. Okay, so what I'm going to do is show you guys stream loots, and then we'll get into the content. So usually I like to do like house notes in a way and be like, hey, don't forget that I have like a Discord, like my merch. And by the way, so if you guys don't know, this is like one piece of my merch. So this is a wrestling planner that has like a travel budget in it. Well, you know, table of contents, show dates, calendar, travel budget, 2 different notes section. My favorite part is, where is it? It's such a small section this year that like I can miss it easily. So this is my favorite section where you can put your matches and like color in the stars. If you guys don't know, coloring is a very good form of therapy. If anybody ever like needs it. I also have like this too, achievement unlock. So like there's like 50 of these. Like, well, not like 50 pages or like anything, but like 50 lines for whatever achievements you want to unlock, or like, you know, like a bucket list. And then every year, you know, when fans are like, hey, how do you remember this match? How do you remember that match? Did I fuck up? Oh, no, I didn't fuck up anything. But yeah, right? So, and there's like a note section in the back that you can do whatever you want. The only reason why I'm showing you guys this is because whoever does not like have one, you guys can purchase one until like, I don't know, because I need to work on 2025 of the wrestling planner. And you know, I put these out every year. So this is the 2024 one. I can't even see in the camera right. This is the 2024 one. I have the 2023 one and then the 2025 one. I have yet to kind of realize like what I want to do with 2025. But I don't even know. I'm probably gonna take this one down and then take down the other one and then put up 2025 and have people buy it. And then these will be like retro buys if you guys want to buy retro buys. But for the most part, yeah, you guys can get one. This one's on Barnes and Nobles. For some reason, Amazon like never approved my planner. Um, so so yeah. But yeah, this is what I do for merchandise and whatnot. It's an idea for the wrestling community, so I made it for the wrestling community because like there was a problem with it. I miss the OPWI almanacs. They used to carry all the yearly stats. Someone needs to bring that back. Hey, LC Killer, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. Not gonna lie, I do miss the almanacs too. Was the only magazine I was allowed to get per year. Thank you. But yeah, 2025 is gonna come out soon. I just don't know what to put in it. If anybody has like any suggestions or ideas, you guys can send it to me and whatnot. Yeah, it's definitely a good Christmas gift. So this is it. I say that because I wanted to share like merchandise and I wanted to share stream loots, right? Because so this is stream loots, right? And I'm using stream loots with the YouTube because most of my community is here on YouTube. She'll preload all Tuesdays with messer excuses for Wednesdays. Huh. Anyway, so what Streamloots is that you guys, well, I can create wrestling cards, which I will show you what I did previously, but like it didn't really take off. But for example, like if you're gamers, you guys can like view the collection, right? And then, you know, put it, publish it, and then people can buy it. So for example, if we, like, like for the just chatting one, right? Because we're doing chatting right now. Somebody can like purchase an individual card or a pack for X amount of money. Ooh. And you know, whenever they play it, you would have to act it out. So if someone picks this one, if someone like gets this in the pack, they could like draw something. And a video reaction here, unique role in Discord and whatnot. So these are like available for purchasing. Start a prediction and all of that. And again, if you play video games and you want to play with your community and stuff, you could do that. They have like the marathon. So for people out there who want to do like 24 like streams and whatnot, questions, drawings, they have a workout section and stuff like that too. If anyone plays WWE 2K24, they have like their own packet right here where, you know, no finishers, lose the match. So it depends on like how many they buy. They buy like one pack or they could buy one card and they play it. You will have to like abide by it. So this is something that I want to bring back up, is something like this, right? I don't know what's happening in chat. So, aside from that, right, to show you guys what I do, or what I did previously, which I hope that it comes out right, that you guys can see it. Wow. Okay, so hold on. So when I was using it on Twitch, it was something like this, to where like I would create the cards, and whatever card that, well, buying a single card or buying a pack, you play it, and like I would act it out. This was just like some of the ideas. Um especially the you can't see me, the you guys get the ability to turn off my camera for like for 3 minutes and whatnot. um so there was that. um I created these as well, even for Big Show. I don't know why I have like a begging for your job kind of thing. Where you guys get discounts. um this, that, the host and chat can't talk about AEW during the whole entire stream. I think there'll be a lot of people that like that. um and then positive vibes, where I have to like say something nice about a wrestler. um there's this one here too, where it could be this or that, or start a prediction. These are all like self-made. That's not the word I'm looking for. These are all original made. So like except for like the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Like I didn't create the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but the idea for like, all this kind of stuff, definitely it's something that I want to like redo again. So oh, that's wow, a card-based system that controls the show. Yeah, man. Um Yep, it's called Streamloots. And by the way, you keep like the majority of the money that you make, you keep it. You could also set subscriptions, you could do auctions, you could do a marathon timer. I forget how much you get, but you get like a pretty high percentage of like of how much money you keep. Like you could just do a lot of things with this. Let me just see. Uh, like add all the widgets to like, your OBS and stuff like that. There is okay, that's not. Hmm. I guess I don't have like if I give you like the link and use my link and I get something, like I don't know. But yeah, stream loots. I'll just put it in the chat. But yeah, this is something that like I wanted to use for a while. I just, maybe now is the best time because like my community is here on YouTube. I'm finding that, Twitch, they like I don't know what's up with Twitch and like the wrestling community. But I'm having a I'm just gonna say it, that I'm having a better time on YouTube. By the way, if you guys are not in my Discord, I also told my Discord that tomorrow's live stream, and I'll say it now, and I'll say it again at the end of the stream. But tomorrow's live stream is gonna be a little bit different. And I'm still debating on like if I want to do a live stream about the topic that I want to talk about for just like a little bit, and then we'll get into like wrestling stuff, or I should just make a standalone video for it. Because normally I don't talk about um streaming sites, meaning like Kick, Twitch, and like YouTube on here. Like I don't talk about, what small streamers go through. I don't talk about or give advice about like if you want to be a YouTuber, if you want to be a Twitch streamer, if you want to be a Kick streamer. I don't really give advice on that kind of stuff, and I don't really do that in my content, but I do think that it's important to talk about like what's really happening in the content creator sphere, in the streamer sphere. And it's the last 3 months of the year, and what you may want to consider, what you may want to do for 2025, and not generalize a whole entire community because you're not really involved in the community. Let's just say that I watched a video and I normally there's something like I wouldn't like even talk about like on stream and whatnot, not for fear of like backlash or, trolls coming in or whatever it is. But I do think that it's a conversation that we need to have about small streamers and like the landscape of streaming, and that, sometimes if you put your mind to it, yes, you can do whatever you want to do. You can achieve whatever you want to achieve if you put your mind to it. And if you like stick to who you are authentically, like you could get there. You could do whatever you want. At the same time is that you cannot, or you shouldn't, group everybody together when like that there's like a small percentage between like 0.5 to 1% of people that are lazy, that will definitely like complain about anything and everything, and will definitely be like, oh, I am owed something. And again, I'm going to reiterate, those are the 0.5 to 1% of people that are in the corner. The only reason why it feels like on social media and presented like on social media that it is everybody complaining, that it is everybody saying that I am owed this, I am owed that, that it is everybody that looks like they're being selfish, which most of the time they are. But again, the 0.5 to 0.1, no, the 0.5 to 1% of people, the only reason why it feels so big, it sounds so loud, is because social media knows and media knows to get those voices amplified. So that way, bigger streamers, I gotta stop doing this sometimes, but bigger streamers will make a video and talk about the generalization of everybody and put them into one category when they don't say the difference of like what they're talking about in the topic of the video. So there was a video I watched yesterday that, I need to put into perspective, and I need people out there to realize that like you can make it. Success looks different to everybody. What works for me and what I'm proud of, and like what I would say with my whole chest that like I am very, very proud of, like I am very proud to work at WWE. I am very proud to work on the WWE network in 2018. Shit happens. I gotta let go because that's just the nature of the business. And then I went to wrestling school for about like 3 days and realized that wrestling school wasn't for me. And then what did I do? I jumped in headfirst in October of 2019 and started the Square Circle podcast. And we are here 5 years later. I've had many opportunities with MLW, and I will continue to have many opportunities with MLW in the future. I've had many opportunities to work with Titan Championship Wrestling and also with Goddesses of War Wrestling and trying my commentary skills. I've interviewed wrestlers that I've called friends, and they're amazing. And I have other friends in the business that I go and hug and be like, hey, congratulations for winning a championship title. Hey, congratulations for being here, or whatever the case may be. Like, I am still in the scene of wrestling no matter what, and I love this to death. So I will say this with my whole chest that like I love this and I want to continue to do it. And the point being is that my happiness and my success looks different from somebody else who wants to start a journey in the content creation space or a streaming space. And sometimes there are people that you probably should look up to if you want to look up to, or you don't want to look up to. Me personally, if you look up to me, that's awesome, that's great, but I do find it kind of a little bit uncomfortable because I want you to be your own person. I want you to be your own individual self rather than trying to emulate what you see me do. And I do think that that needs to be talked about in the streaming sphere when it comes to like watching your favorite streamer play video games and you think that it's easy. It's not really as easy as you think about, as like, you kind of feel it's not really that easy. But just because your favorite streamer does it doesn't mean that like you're going to become an overnight success. And so sometimes the young small streamers think that they could get it like that quick in like a 6-month span. Maybe they do, but half the time they buy bots. So that's why it feels like it's a very uneven playing field. So for the most part, like as much as I love talking about this and telling you the truth and like letting you guys know like it's not all sunshine and rainbows, like you're not gonna get successful overnight. Now, there's like that 1% of luck that you might end up getting successful overnight, but for the most part, like it takes a lot of work and dedication and maybe no shortcuts, because the moment that you take a shortcut is the moment that you start to see your downfall, and nobody wants to acknowledge that. Nobody wants to look at that. Nobody wants to accept that. But that is what happens, that if you take shortcuts and you mistreat people, one wrong little thing can have you on your downfall, right? So, it's different for all of us. And you know what? I really do think that I should talk about it live on stream. And I hope that you guys join me. It's a different kind of a show, just because it's talking about real stuff. I am on Twitter 24/7. And I will tell you this with all of my heart, that it is not the healthiest thing to do. It is not healthy. The reason why like I'm on Twitter 24/7 is because I need to be in the know for, the wrestling business and the wrestling community and what's happening here, what's happening there. Granted, I've like blocked so many people. I muted so many people just because of like stupidity. But for the most part, like I'm on social media to just make sure that I am still within the realm of knowing what's happening, knowing what's going on. And I also go over to the streaming community as well and see what's and see what's happening and can see the drama. And I go down rabbit holes because I just like going down rabbit holes, and I like reading a bunch of drama just so I could be up to date with everything. Like I am really up to date with pop culture and streaming and gaming and wrestling, just because like I need to be in the know if I want to talk about these things. That's what people sometimes forget, that like you have to know about your stuff. You have to do research. You can't just talk about stuff, because then people are going to be like, yo, you're talking out your ass. That's why a lot of content creators, especially in the wrestling space, get the trolls that they get, because they think that they know when they don't know, and then they're regurgitating whatever the dirt sheet says without actually going out there and being on like the front lines of professional wrestling and getting the experience, and then telling people this was my experience. People cannot take away your experience for whatever that you do, because you experienced it versus they didn't experience it. And just because they didn't experience it doesn't mean that like, well, how can I say this? Just because someone else didn't experience what you experienced doesn't mean that the two people are any less likely to succeed or live or whatever you want to call it. There's just way too many people that would discredit somebody just because they didn't experience that, or they didn't hear a similar story than yours. And it's always like that. You can't like tell people different just because, they may not want to know anything different. So yeah, I'm just going to put that out there now, that tomorrow is going to be a different kind of stream. Today we're going to be talking about like everything that relates to wrestling. Tomorrow we're talking about streamers and advice for streamers and what to do, what not to do, things to think about when you want to be a streamer, and just put things into perspective, because this one content creator did not put anything into perspective. There was a lot of hypocrisy. There was a lot of like, ass kissing. And I would also tell you my experience with like kick streaming for like a little bit. So if that's something that you're interested in, hit that follow button right here on youtube.com/Square Circle Podcast. Hit that like button if anything I said resonated with you, because I like to, speak from the heart and let you guys know that I've been basically doing this for 5 years for the wrestling space, but I've been doing a combination of gaming and wrestling since 2015. So it's been a very, very long ride. I have a lot of experiences in the gaming community, and also being media press at New York City Comic Con, and, just being media press at like MLW and like wrestling and all this kind of stuff. So I have a lot of experiences. I have a lot of different ways to put things into perspective to have people understand, because I think it's wrong when you try to group streamers that so I think it's wrong to group streamers that show up every single day, do what they need to do, try to build an audience, try to do everything else that they do, but they don't see but they don't see the results. Which, by the way, sometimes results are not gonna show up at the end of the day. This isn't like working a 9 to 5 job where like at the end of the day you can see the results. For this particular thing, like uh you're not going to see the results until later. So it is not fair to group those streamers with the 5% to 1% of complainers, and they are complainers all together, just because everybody's complaining about not getting this, not getting that, don't know what to do, and all this kind of stuff. So we're going to definitely talk about that because I think it needs to be said. And if you have streamer friends, and if you're thinking about getting into streaming towards the end of the year into like 2025, stop on by here, tell them here. I would take all the heat if there's going to be heat later, which, I hope not, but like, I would take the heat, and I would take it like a champ, and I'll be like, that's cool. You're welcome to come at any time to the chat. Appreciate the show. Love your blue collar, down to earth demeanor. You come off very rational and understand hype against honest expectations. Thank you for saying that, because for the most part, I try to be very rational with certain things. Unless like I say otherwise. Like if you go back and listen to like any of my Jay White reviews in New Japan Pro Wrestling, I was hyping up the kayfabe, but for the most part, I like to be real with everybody, especially when it comes to wrestling, especially when it comes to like experiences, and like, letting people know that they can do what they can do. You know, you can only control it. Now, with that being said, we're gonna take like the first break of the stream, because I need to take a mini little break. But we'll be right back, and we'll jump right into watching some videos. But yeah, I appreciate that. Don't go anywhere. Tell a friend. I'll be right back. Okay, let's go. No, the show did not start yet until like right now. uh yeah, I need to create commercial breaks. I just didn't really go back to having what I used to have. I was just like, yo, let's just, you know, why is it on so early? Because I have, fans that come in like at like 11:30 a.m. like it, um I can't do nighttime stuff unless like somebody invites me onto their show. Then I can, do something at the nighttime. But nah, I have family obligations and stuff. Like that's why. Um for reals, your POV is very refreshing the way you analyze without basis clouding. Thank you, because a lot of people on the internet like don't understand that. No, the show did not start. By the way, I didn't say hi to Casual Gamer. Casual Gamer, what's up? Thank you for joining the chat. Like I said, this is on early because I am a morning person. I like to do things in the morning, even though it's like 2 in the afternoon right now. But for the most part, at the evening, I tend to like cook for my family, and I basically have like, me time and family time. So unless I am asked to be on a panel, to be on a show that starts at like 6 or 7, then yeah, you could see me there. But if I ever do a late live stream, then like I will let people know. But for the most part, I do everything early. Just because I know I have more time to do other things. Okay, so let's see. Let me put the fan on. We are going to take a quick look at Vince Russo, because Vince Russo put up Tony Khan called a dipshit on Pat McAfee's show, and I wanted to like take a look at it.
Getting this education, getting my master's.
Oh my God. And then, right after that, it will be maybe Stevie Richards, or we should just jump into the Costco guys, because like I don't even know who the hell the Costco guys are. And oh wait, hold on. This is it. Like I don't know who the Costco guys are, and I want to learn, and I think we all need to learn. Just because like, Tony Khan wants to hire everybody except for people who actually have actual knowledge of the business, and it's annoying. All right, let's go. Wait, hold on. You guys can't hear it. I just realized that before someone in chat. Oh no, you guys can hear it. This is the life of being a streamer. Oh wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on.
And they're talking about Tony Khan after watching the 24 hours with Tony Khan video. That, like I said, if you guys want to see us, we did a full watch long on that on the latest episode of the Dave Meltzer Tony Khan comedy extravaganzas. So this is after that, and they're talking about Tony Khan.
Tony Khan is, I don't know what his official title is. He's like the football czar down there, something czar. Like that.
He's chief football strategist.
You're right.
Chief football strategist.
And he deals with all the undrafted free agents.
Yeah, and he also had a broken neck during draft.
He did.
Yeah, broken neck during
Did
draft.
he get that from football? Wow.
No, he got Paul Drive. He got Tony Colin Driver.
Yeah.
Colin Driver.
Once I watched the documentary, I realized guy has actual say around Jaguars.
Yeah,
did not know that. That was shock of century.
Thought it was just a title.
Honestly, genuinely, did not know that. I don't know how you're able to balance it all. And are you balancing anything? I don't know. Like that is a phenomenally impressive thing. But I think a lot of their fans are starting to worry. A lot of their fans are starting to try to.
There was a video about that draft night and everything, and I thought it was a gimmick, a joke, a ruse.
Oh, well,
to work. This guy's drafting like he's making football decisions.
That's literally what we're saying.
I know.
That was surprise of the century for all of us, I think, watching that video. And it's like, hey, good on you.
Yeah,
You know?
I knows ball. Now
I think a lot of people are wondering.
Or does he?
I think that's what a lot of people are. I don't know.
I think they got the answer. I don't think they're wondering anymore. I think they know now, like, oh, okay, we have a dipshit.
A lot of ball left. A lot of ball left in Jacksonville. Let's remember that. And Jacksonville always gives the Colts problems. So I will have nothing but respect for the Jaguars whenever they take the field. But boy, they haven't won in a long time. They just paid a lot of money to somebody that hasn't won in a long time. And then you're seeing stuff on with your eyes when you watch a game. It's like 4 or 5. Okay, we're going to see some development, hopefully, at that quarterback position down there. Because we'd all like to see Trevor shine. Seems like a good dude. Mac Jones got the ball a couple times last
He did. He looked good.
Yeah, and he lost it to the other team. It is.
Got a block for the guy.
That particular game, not good for Jacksonville, especially in primetime. People are going to talk about it. Remember, we like Doug Peterson. We respect what's going on. But we had no idea Tony was actually
that hands-on.
We had no idea.
No.
That was a surprise.
It was.
Wow.
He'll get it figured
Good luck down there.
He'll get it figured out.
Always works out when that happens.
Always.
Yeah, Jeff, I swear, here's what I don't understand. Bro, both of these jobs are full-time jobs. So I respect the fact that this guy is running around doing all of this, but both of these jobs acquire full-time attention.
Yeah.
It's not possible for him to give full-time attention. In other words, when he's, at the show on Wednesday nights and he's got to fly there and the whole, bro, that's a day. That's at least a day. So that's a full day away from the facility, away from, working those charts with the rulers and all that stuff. So it's like, bro, I respect the fact that he's doing all that, but the reality of the situation is he's doing nothing at 100%. And
Which is true. And yes, it's also true in the chat too that it was embarrassing watching TK talk on ESPN to ESPN reporters wearing a neck brace and trying to sell one of the worst bumps since Vince McMahon's stunner. Yeah, dude. Like, I don't watch football. I don't know anything about football. Like, excuse me, like that. But like, that was pretty bad. But yeah, Vince Russo is right. Like, how does he juggle like 2 full-time positions?
if he's not doing everything at 100%, then all of those, are going to be hurt.
And this is why we have Okada versus Danielson for a championship versus championship title match, except that the Continental Championship title is available to win in the first 20 minutes. So that means that we're going to go to like 60 minutes. Checks out. Definitely checks out.
That's not even including whatever his role is with the football team in England.
Because I was watching
That's
that
true.
documentary today, and I was saying to myself, with all Vince McMahon had going on, do people really believe that he was writing the show? Like,
well, Vince, they don't think logically. They don't want to believe that you wrote it.
I know, but
they don't want to believe that he wrote it. Like, everyone blames Vince Russo and really goes 0 to 100 on Vince Russo about killing this and killing that. Like, don't worry, YouTube, I'm not using it in a very bad way. But yeah, like, everyone gets after Vince Russo about that. So that was a hilarious comment.
Even when you watch this, it's like, where would this guy possibly be writing the show? Yeah. It's insane, and it's the same with Khan. Again, bro, all the respect in the world that you work 18 hours a day, but you are not giving these separate jobs your full attention, bro. So there's no way they cannot be getting hurt.
Yeah, McAfee he seemed like he didn't want to say anything, bad about Tony. He just said he was shocked to learn that this guy's making football decisions, but the other guys were kind of like, we can't believe that this guy's. The one guy called him a dipshit.
Yeah.
They thought it was a gag and him with the neck brace, but this guy's really making decisions for the team while doing this neck brace thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bro, if I was a fan, I would be pissed off. I mean, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. If I was a fan, I would be pointing these things out.
All right, let's go to Wade Keller video. This was sent in by Gabe Tuff, and he's talking about WWE announcers.
Oh.
These mushrooms make you feel
my God.
better. Like
Can't hear you.
I didn't like Joe holding up the SoCal Yeet sign and being enthusiastic. I think they need to leave the play-by. Yeah, they need to make the play-by-play announcers, frankly, dignified, and that felt undignified. It was cringy. And
the stuff that they pick apart, I swear to God, when I watch any form of wrestling, I just am like, please finish. Please get over. Please end. Please. That's all that I'm doing. I don't care who it is. I don't care what company it is. I just want to get finished through the show, bro.
You know, Michael Cole was flipping out on SmackDown last Friday over something, and I just Cole likes
Chelsea Green,
stuff.
I think.
Yeah, like just.
Yeah, Chelsea. Okay, yeah, it sounded mad weird when he was saying it. What's wrong with, like, you know, showing some type of small, I guess, disdain, or, you know, like Michael Cole's feelings towards Chelsea Green? I mean, like, come on. It plays into the character. It plays into Chelsea's annoyingness, even though she's doing a wonderful job on WWE programming. But, like, what?
Just, if you're an announcer, like, don't be a mark for wanting to be a character. It's undignified.
Excuse me? Everybody at AEW does that. And again, I do not like doing the whole WWE versus AEW thing, but like if you're gonna bring it up and like try to play like sly or coy to be like, oh, well, you know, you shouldn't be a mark if you're a commentator, which, by the way, you shouldn't really do that like that. However, if you are a commentator on, you know, a wrestling show, you should have some type of emotion, some type of reaction, you know, towards the character, towards the storyline. Now, are we saying that, like, you know, you should, let me see. How can I explain this? Now, am I saying that as a commentator, you should, definitely be one-sided? Not really, unless like the wrestler paid you off and in kayfabe, you're like, yeah, he paid me off or she paid me off. And, you know, now I'm their biggest fan because I got paid and, you know, all I care is about is money. And, you know, you're talking to your commentating partner and you're like, you're wrong about everything. You know, this person is the best because this person won the title or this person got a count out. Like, man, you know, you should have some emotion to it. But you shouldn't do what like AEW does. You know.
It's unbecoming. I mean, your job is to be credible and straightforward. No, like as Rock would say, know your role. I mean, it's like you can be a goof outside of the ring, you know, and have a fun personality. You can do home movies. You can.
Does this person not know what the role of a commentator is? The role of a commentator, no matter like if they're doing play-by-play or you know, color, right? Their role is to tell us a story. Their role is to have at least like a little bit of emotion in it, a little bit of reactionary in it, because like it does get reactionary. Like I was on the commentary table a couple of times and I even called a whole show with one of my coworkers. Like I called the whole entire show rather than just being there for like one match. Which, by the way, I probably should upload that and see what you guys think about it. But yeah, like this guy acts like they're supposed to be stoic and whatnot, you know. Back in the day, like I get it, like the way that commentating has like changed over the years, like, you know, you gotta go with the times. Now I still have to find a way to explain, like, not to be a mark for it, because there is a line that you don't cross while you're doing commentating. Oh, perfect example. Yo, what up, 1980s FM fan? Are you like family fan? Like, welcome to the chat, welcome to the stream. I don't even know. Oh, by the way, they're talking about commentators, and a couple of seconds before, these two guys on like Wade Color, I think that's Wade Color, like I don't know, was talking about how like Michael Cole was like showing emotion and reacting to Chelsea Green. So he was saying that like, oh, you know, as The Rock said, know your role and you know, be dignified and don't be a mark and blah blah blah. And I automatically said that AEW does that shit. But okay, a perfect example of a line that you don't cross if you're a commentator is if like you automatically start talking about the looks and the appearance of the wrestler that you see, and if none of that has anything to do with the story or the kayfabe, don't do it. Like if you're randomly gonna be like, oh, she has a fat ass, don't do that. Don't do that. Now, if you're gonna say that like the gear that the female wrestler is wearing is inspiration for like all of her obstacles and all of her battles, and it comes down to this one night of against her opponent, she wants to prove to everybody why she's better and wants to prove to everybody that like whatever her opponent did to her in the previous weeks, in the previous month, that it's not going to matter because she's going to win, and her gear is a reflection of that. Now that's powerful. That's powerful without even saying she got a fat ass. Like you see the difference? And commentators don't understand that, especially when they're on the indies and they're not checked. You know, there's a way to tell a story about a beautiful woman who's an athlete who could fucking kick your ass. There's a beautiful way to describe them without being like, she got a fat ass. Beautiful way to do it. Like you explain what the fucking gear is. The same thing with men. You know, you shouldn't like googly eye and get like all you know, how can I say it, man? Get all like girly with it when it comes to the guys. Like I get it. The guys look amazing. They got the muscles. They're ripped up. They put baby oil on. Like they're hot. We get it. Men and women are like hot. We get it. But when you're on commentary, you don't really need to mention like how hot they are if it's not going to be part of the story, part of the kayfabe, part of what's going on. So like, don't do it. Those are the lines that you don't cross when you're doing commentary. Now, if you're just devoid of like being reactionary or even like having some type of emotion, then there's a problem. You know, there is. And by the way, that also goes for all the girlies out there that like talk about wrestling and are wrestling content creators. If all you're talking about is the male, like, and how they look hot and sexy, and you wonder why trolls come after you, you wonder why people ask you, like, are you really truly a wrestling fan? It's because of how you talk about the wrestlers as objects. If you stop talking about the wrestlers as objects and being like, oh my God, he's so hot. Like, you know, you want to go bang him, like, or bang her or whatever the fuck. Like, don't do that. If you are a wrestling content creator and you happen to be a female doing it, don't do it. Talk about wrestling. Talk about how the match was presented. Talk about how the gear was presented. Talk about how the kayfabe is presented. And then I bet you won't have any of those trolls. You won't have any of those men coming into your comments saying what they say. But if you keep on allowing that, you have no one to blame but yourself, because you can obviously change that and change the course and the trajectory of who comes into your space, who comments into your space, because the kind of person you are attracts the kind of audience that you want. Me, I want an audience that like loves professional wrestling, want to learn about professional wrestling, are not here to objectify wrestling unless like the 1% of like, if we do out of like commentary or like laughing or like trying to bring awareness to something, that's like the really, really like 1%, like 1%. But for the most part, I would love wrestling fans that want to gain an experience and appreciate the art more in professional wrestling and understand that like, while these are humans, we got to follow the story. We got to be in kayfabe. We got to do all that kind of stuff. But yeah, Mike, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. It's the commentator's job to tell the story, and if they already know what happens, they don't give real reactions and they don't need to describe the wrestlers to tell the story. 100%. 100%. By the way, I do enjoy everyone that is here. I do enjoy like my audience no matter what, but I just wanted to put that out there of like, you as a content creator are in control of like the audience in a way. That's difficult when there are many women and men these days that sexualize themselves on purpose. Sexuality has been, yeah, I know it is so difficult. You know, I even try, like, you know, my very best to be like, look, we gotta talk about kayfabe. I know they're hot, but we gotta talk about kayfabe. Like, I totally get it, dude. I totally get that they sexualize themselves. But for the most part, for this channel, I tend to ignore it, even though I know they do. I know. But I'm also incredibly tired of people when they put out tweets and they're like, oh my God, you know, I had this many people ask me 20 questions about wrestling and question my fandom about wrestling. Like, oh, woe is me. Like, I don't understand. These guys are, using all the buzzwords. Like, I'm tired of tweets like that, you know? I'm tired of tweets like that. So if I can give some early advice to women who do content creation in the wrestling space, they can, while they can't control 100% of the audience and they can't control like what happens, they can control the majority of it. So that way I don't have to like see tweets about, oh my God, these guys are so mean to me. Like, why? I'm just a wrestling fan. Like, oh my God. But yet then their content is like, oh my God, this guy is so hot. Did you see his muscles? Like, oh my God. Like, like really sexualizing people. Like, just, I don't even like using the phrase do better. How we got on this topic is because I don't know. Because I guess I've been having that like in me for a bit. Don't take that the wrong way. But yes, I totally agree that it is all love, and I totally get it. But like if I can, okay, you know what? Let's watch the video.
Have a YouTube channel and wear a mask and get it out of your system. I don't care, but don't be a fanboy on the air. And it's one
don't
thing
be a
when
fanboy on the air.
For Shinsuke or whatever. And it's like a color commentator, they're characters, but the play-by-play guy, they represent the brand more than like in a way more than even Paul Levesque does. I mean, Paul does in sort of a meta, every once in a while he appears and he's at press conference types.
I'm sure there's a bit of dishonesty there too. People gaslighting in order to get attention. Yes. Some people are just insecure. It's totally yeah. Definitely for attention, dude. Definitely for attention. Like, oh my God, woe is me. I'm just a wrestling content creator, and I like talking about wrestling, but I like talking about the guys and the girls and looking at this, looking at that. Like, I get it. Even in real life, we all look at somebody. We all think that somebody is sexy. Sexy is in the eye of the beholder, and it's natural. It's a way of life. But if you want to be taken seriously, so that way you don't have people coming into your comments, like just don't objectify it on your own content. Just don't do it. Because then it's going to hurt your credibility. And then people are going to be like, oh, this person is just where they're at because of X, Y, and Z. And you don't want that label, because even if you try to tell people like, hey, that's not really you, the label is already put. The label is already slapped on you. So it's going to be harder to get it off. And I just want people to be a lot more smarter when they do things.
Stuff. But week to week, it's the face and voice of the company, calling all the matches as the fans are emotionally invested. Have credibility, have dignity. Like,
thank you for stopping it.
You're a professional wrestling announcer, Jeff. Have dignity, bro. Have dignity.
Well, this goes back to him wanting this to come across as a real sporting event. Which we've seen a track record for Wade for many years. But could you imagine somebody telling Jim Ross, Jim, don't be a character?
Yeah, Jim, if you want to put a mask on and do a YouTube video, go ahead, bro. Knock yourself out. Yeah.
Don't start going crazy when with Austin and McMahon. I mean, imagine JR not being a piece of that Attitude Era,
right?
And you just had a straight play-by-play guy calling the action like it was a sporting event.
Yeah, I can't imagine that, bro.
Man, he is so off on some of this stuff. Now, some people are better off at doing that. Like Mauro Ronaldo, I thought was really good at being a normal type announcer.
Yeah, that's so too. That is so true, DRWC, that a lot of times it's that meme of the guy putting a branch in a bicycle, tired and like, crying about it. And yeah, that's the way some of the creators are. And if I do get heat for this, I get heat for it, but like, it's true. Um. Oh, okay. I was like, wait, why are you telling this? Why are you telling this to Denisha? I was like, what? I was like, what does she do? You can only control what you create, not what others say. Comments will always have negativity, but if you don't react to it, because if you acknowledge it and you give them power, fuck that. Yeah, I get that too. Yeah, I totally get it. I get it.
Yeah.
But not every. But this is pro wrestling, you know.
He was excellent, man. He was a really good announcer, I thought.
Okay, so that was cool. We talked about that somehow ended up with some other stuff, but we're gonna jump right into like the meat of this. Oh,
ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, even though I don't, why did I use the word meat? We're gonna jump into the big thing of this because I need to learn about these guys. I don't know why I need to learn about these guys, but I just, what is this? No. So we're watching the Tim Dillon show, because this is the only way that I found out that he talked about the Costco family or the Costco guys, from Twitter. And so it's called Diddy Freak Offs. YouTube, please do not censor me. We're not gonna watch the Diddy stuff. And the Costco family. Because I want to learn more. So where does it start for this? I am skimming through this whole thing. Where is it? Does he have it in like the timestamps? Are there timestamps? There's no timestamps. Ah.
Not going to want to go on anymore. I don't know. I can't say for sure, but it seems like an unnecessary.
Hold on.
Risk for all of these people to just allow him to dime on all of them to try to get a lesser sentence, which he will most likely do. And whatever, they have a side that small amounts of explosives were implanted in beepers out of the bushes. Person does.
Okay,
you imagine being told your father just tried to assassinate the president of the United States.
Okay, I don't know if I can actually watch this on.
This is, by the way, this is how you know.
Give me a second here. So I could find it where we talk about the Costco family. Unless like this is not the same thing. Because I thought that, like, unless somebody in chat can, like, point me in the direction of, like, the cringiest stuff from these people. I don't even know.
Felt seats or whatever, that.
Okay, that's not it. That's
example, okay, of what was tolerated and what all you would get and catch, drop you off and then pick you up.
Okay, he's talking about cars. Oh, okay. So it's right. Okay, I found it. This is gonna be weird. Okay, so apparently, the Costco boys or the Costco guys are apparently TikTok famous, right? They have nothing to do with wrestling as far as I can see. They just blew up on TikTok or whatever. They go to Costco, they eat stuff, they do things, they hype people up. They have to me, from what I just quickly saw, it's cringe. Very, very cringe.
Me. I want to talk about this Costco family before I get out of here because You know, it's so interesting. This Costco family is taking the world by storm. No, we don't know anything. Oh, God, please. Let me prepare myself before this starts just happening.
It's not played. It's not played.
No, it's, by the way, everything that I thought like the country would turn into, it's somehow worse. And I'm like hyperbolic. Like you listen to my old shit. It's like everything's dialed up to an 11 and we're at like a 13 in this country right now. So I don't even know what these people are or who they are, but they are kind of interesting and you can't stop watching them, but it is something's like crazy and wrong.
Well, I've never watched them. My community never watched them. We only know about these guys because they signed a contract with AEW. Apparently, AJ, whoever that person is, AJ signed a contract with AEW to have one match in the future of the AEW company. What? Oh, okay. This is the first time that I'm watching Tim Dillon because he has, notes on the Costco family or the Costco Guys. But yeah, it's one of those things that I've said over and over and over again. If you are a super fan, stay a super fan of like football, baseball, wrestling, unless like you go train to be part of like the event and know how to do this kind of stuff, like leave it to a professional. And to have them signed for one match for AEW, you're taking away a spot from a wrestler that has trained years and years and years to be a wrestler. Why? This is way different from like signing Logan Paul, because Logan Paul actually has like, athletic ability. It makes sense. You may not like him personally. I don't like him personally, but I can definitely say that he's a damn good athlete in the wrestling business. But other than that, like, it makes sense for him to join up with, wrestling as like the next endeavor. The Costco family blew up because anything can happen like on TikTok, and TikTok makes anybody famous until when they get a little too high on their pedestal, everybody knocks them down. But let's see who this is.
And they're this family. They're like Costco influencers, and the dad, they got to meet like Gary Vee. And the dad goes, I've been following Gary Vee for 10 years. The dad's clearly been trying to get famous forever. Okay.
Of course. You can see it in his face. You can see it in the dude's face that he's been trying to get famous forever. And it's only him. Hold on. Where's my, is it this? You guys can see him down in the left side of my wonderful thumbnail. You can see he's been trying to get famous for years. It's very disingenuous. Very, very disingenuous.
And he
goes,
I've been following Gary Vee for 10 years, and he's like really responsible for this. And I'm like, don't even blame this on Gary Vee. Like, there's no way that Gary Vee even co-signed this. Like, if this guy went to Gary Vee and was like, so I'm just going to look at the camera and go, double chocolate cookie. I think Gary Vee would even go, yeah, I don't know. Maybe you should do something else. I think Gary Vee would even go, like, maybe that's not the way to do it. Double chocolate cookie. Like, there's no way that Gary...
Which, by the way, people online, when they saw this, that's exactly what they were posting. That's exactly like what they were sharing about like what this guy does. And it's like, it's so cringe. So cringe.
V, for all his craziness, co-signed any of this. This is a complete accident here. Can you get one up where they dance?
Yeah, give me a sec.
Is YouTube or somebody gonna are we gonna get in trouble for playing the song "Bring the Boom"?
He probably is at the beach property.
Yeah, I mean, they're Costco influencers. One of my friend's sons saw the Rizzler the other day in Long Island.
We bring the boom.
Oh no. Oh God.
Why is it good? Is it because we want death? Like we long
Oh God. Oh my God. Oh. Oh my god. Seriously, man, like it kind of reminds me of the Pizza Man, but the Costco boys got an AW match. What the fuck? That's dumb. It would be like since I was a manager for Alaska Pro Wrestling, AEW should hire me because I managed 3 years. Yeah, right. Interesting. Interesting. Thanks for sharing that. Costco Cat is pretty entertaining though. Craps right on these scrubs. Yeah, definitely, man. I don't even know who Costco Cat is. Should we learn about Costco Cat? If so, drop a link in the chat and I will look at this Costco Cat.
For death in this, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, why is this kind of entertaining? Is it like
it's not entertaining?
We just want this civilization to crumble as quickly as possible. I think that's what it is. It's like the ultimate, just like, well, fuck it. Because I watch this, I'm not nearly as disturbed by it as I should be. I just kind of, like, you end up kind of just, we bring the boo, and I go,
no.
Is it just? By the way, it's the darkest thing I have ever seen.
What?
There's nothing darker than this. No, I'm serious.
What?
There is nothing darker than this. We bring the boom, and they have the cookies going like this. The fact that this is kind of
oh, maybe I should put a link to this, like, or a comment on the video and be like, yo, you should listen to this. And you should make content out of this. But I think it might. I don't know if that's gonna backfire or give her more fans. But yeah, you're totally right. The freaking Mercedes CEO song is like the worst.
Entertaining signifies we are at the end. We are post any type of, like, we are postpartum, we are postmortem. Like,
what?
We are done here. I watch this stuff, and I'm watching them, and I'm watching they do we bring the boom, and they're eating these cookies and these things. And I'm like, why? This doesn't shock me. It doesn't disturb me. It simply is a curiosity. But I think what it is, and I think the reason for its popularity, is we long now, kind of openly, for some type of nuclear holocaust or a natural disaster, like a major natural disaster. Like, there's...
This is live. I can't censor any of this out. Like, I know he's being his true self, but, like, shit.
Nothing else that I can glean from the popularity of this other than people are fully, subconsciously or consciously, wishing for, like, a black hole to swallow up the universe. Can you please play more of this?
No.
Your favorite father and son. Every afternoon on your FYP.
Oh my god. The little kid is rapping. Oh my god, this is like 2000s. Yeah, Tim has no filter. I can definitely see that, man. I probably should bring up my, I do have a Rumble account as well. I should probably, like, well, I mean, he's still on YouTube, so, like, I guess it's okay. But man, the little kid is rapping. Like, he's rapping as if, like, this is 2000s rap. Like, every single day on your FYP. Like, what is this? Kids Bop? Like, what is it? Like, Kids Bop? Oh god, my brain cells. Chat, pray for my brain cells. This is like 1990s church rap. What the hell is 1990s church rap? Yo, Wrestling Soup, send me, oh man, it might get blocked. I don't know. But dude, send me like 1990s church rap. Because I have no idea what the fuck that is. I feel like this was a day camp project. Yes, totally.
We'll be bringing the boom around the quarter.
This is why we fought the Iraq War. Get the Rizzler. I don't want, get the Rizzler, please.
Oh my god. This is cringe. This is so cringe, and people are like, oh my god, let's make them TikTok famous. No.
You know the Rizzler's going to jail one day. Like, they're going to be like, social media star known as the Rizzler was apprehended after a fight with his girlfriend in the Cheesecake Factory. I can't understand any of this. There we go. Here he is. The Rizzler is the whole thing, really. I mean, the other two are great, but the
Who the
Rizzler
hell-
is the thing.
Who the hell's the Rizzler?
Double chunk chocolate cookie.
I'm gonna have to give the chicken bake, the boom, and the double chunk chocolate a do. You heard it from the Rizzler.
The Rizzler is a little kid? The Rizzler is a little, like, I don't know. I can't say 6-year-old. 11-year-old? Oh, wait, hold on. Are you telling me the song title that you just put in chat is for me to play later? I feel like I know it, but I don't know it. Okay, so I'll check it out later if I can't. But this is fine, right? Like, he's about chubby years old. That's hilarious. He's about chubby years old. I love that. I love that. This is play it for yourself later. Okay.
Now, can I just ask you a question? What happens next in society?
This
You
is
know what I
mad
mean? Like,
weird.
what exactly would be next here? What is Act 2 to this? Like, what does this, like, foretell? You know?
So does nobody in the whole world think that it's kind of creepy to name a little kid who's chubby the Rizzler, when Rizzler is supposed to be like a sexual thing in a way where you have charisma? I know that like Rizzler is like for charisma in a way that you're able to use your charisma. And who in what age group uses charisma? Teenagers, late teenagers, young adults, and even elderly people. What chubby little kid is trying to get charisma on people? Trying to get Rizzler on people? Like, what? Do people not see anything wrong with this? And this is why we have like such a really weird high rate of like weird shit that goes on. And this is what AEW like signed. They signed a father like doing this shit, and the father didn't think twice about like, yo, I don't think this is appropriate. A normal person would have been like, this is not appropriate. We shouldn't be doing this. But this is what happens when somebody wants fame and only wants fame.
Like, this is it's just, look at the face. Can you zoom in on the chunk chocolate cookie guy's face?
Oh my God.
What? This guy is going to kill them all Chris Benoit style. There's no way he doesn't kill.
Tim. Oh my God, Tim.
This whole family. He's going to bring the boom, all right. All right, get him out of here. I like them, though. I do like them. Why do I like them?
No, you don't like him.
I don't.
Sir, I don't think he's being true. Like, I don't know if Tim is ever going to see this part of the live stream, but like, I don't think he's being true. Like, what do you mean you like him?
Understand why they're, but I think they're good because we've released ourselves from any expectation that anything will ever make sense or that anything will be, even though we're pattern-seeking creatures and we can use reason and logic, it seems like we're done with that. And it seems like we're kind of just...
Okay, he has a point. But still, like, dude, we shouldn't even be hyping this family up, and we should not even be calling the chubby little boy, a boy no less, the Rizzler.
Just vibing. 3 Americans tried to overthrow a government in the Congo.
I know, dude. I know that it's good because it's so fucking bad. I know that I think that was it for that segment. because I think he's gonna go into like other stuff, but like, oh god, that was so cringe. I don't think he's gonna. Yeah, he's gonna go into other things that are not part of the Costco family. Like, I honestly do not want to watch anything from the Costco family, because then it's gonna be on my freaking algorithm, and I don't want that. Like, that was so cringe, so cringe. That you rather watch than dick talk, wearing a dick sock. Wow. By the way, it's spelled DIC and then whatever. Okay, so interesting. Oh my god, I thought it would have been a longer video on it, but like, that's just really stupid. So okay, so the Rapping for Jesus we can't watch. It's a 2013 viral music video. It was purposely written for a Christian youth outreach program in Iowa, but it's generally thought to be a hoax or a parody. It looks so old too. Wow, it looks ancient. Come on, YouTube should you know what? I could easily put my algorithm back to the way it was. I'm going to torture myself by watching this, whatever. This was 7 days ago that I'm looking at. But that is a lame ass song. This was a month ago.
We bring up
No.
double chunk chocolate cookie.
Oh no.
Wait.
You don't want none of that? Double chunk chocolate cookie.
Come on.
This guy tries so hard to sound like the Cookie Monster as if he's trying to audition for Sesame Street. Like, what? Why? By the way, guys, if you're passing by or you're still here and you have not hit that like button, please do so that way I could feel better about watching this and telling you guys that this is stupid that AEW just picked them up, because AEW doesn't have a sense of what can take them from being down in the dumps to stardom. This is what we have to deal with. This is who they signed. But yes, please hit that like button, because I want to feel better about this after stream. My brain cells, ladies and gentlemen, my brain cells. Yeah.
Well, guys, I'm officially a hater. Over the last couple of months, my opinion on a certain content creating family has been slowly but surely changing, and I think it's time that I finally break my silence. You've read the title.
When am I gonna go back on PWT? Whenever Phil, wants me back. I haven't asked. Both of us has been super busy. But hopefully I return soon. I miss talking with Phil, and I miss talking about the freaking tweets and stuff. I do miss it. So, I'll see what he's up to. But we both been busy, so I appreciate you, Mike.
You know who we're talking about. It's the Costco Guys. Now, if you have somehow managed to go these last few months without seeing or hearing anything about these two, then welcome to the internet. Glad to be the first video you've ever watched, because that's the only way that I can imagine a person not hearing about the Costco Guys, aka AJ and Big Justice.
Yeah, oh my god. So yeah, again, oh, thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, I would just like to say that I never heard of these guys at all. until they were like, we signed with AEW for a match. Like, bro, are you even a wrestler? Yeah, Duke is awesome.
These two started really blowing up earlier this year thanks to the TikToks they made about how much they love going to Costco. And since then, it's been impossible to be on the internet for a day without hearing something about them. Now, like I said earlier, my opinion on these two has changed because when they first started going viral, like many others, I think, my thoughts on these videos were that they were completely harmless, just a father and...
Wait a minute. The Rizzler is his kid? The Rizzler is his kid. Did he not think that that was like a very bad thing to like call his kid? Like as a nickname? The girl gets Ashley. The boy gets Rizzler. What are we doing? What are we doing? I thought that this Rizzler kid was not part of their family, or maybe it's a cousin or something. Like, I don't know. But I thought this Rizzler kid was like someone else's kid that just happened to have a TikTok and eat food. AEW, why? Why do you sign these people? Even though you didn't sign the little kid, you signed the big guy, AJ, if that's his name. Like, I'm still learning about this. But AEW, Tony Khan, go hire a wrestler that like went to wrestling school and all that.
Son having some fun and bonding through TikTok, which, I mean, how are you gonna hate on that, right? Well, not right. It seems like the OG haters of this might have been onto something, had some information we didn't, because over these last couple of months, it's gotten pretty bad, guys. Now, this video is not directed whatsoever towards the kids involved in this content because they are children. This is really just about the dad, AJ. It seems like he's starting to go down like the baby Gronk route, and it's not a good look. So we're going to be going through sort of a rough timeline of this content, and you're going to see a progression that is not leading to anywhere good. So let's not waste any more time. Let's begin. Please subscribe.
We're Costco guys. Of course we go shopping while eating a chicken bake.
We're Costco guys. Of course we had to try the new double chunk chocolate cookie.
Oh my God.
We're Costco guys. Of course we have to try out the furniture.
Does Costco ever kick them out? Like, I would get so annoyed. It's like, bro, I understand you're doing this. You're bringing more awareness to Costco. You might end up getting more people here, maybe sell some more subscriptions. But if you're not selling subscriptions and if you're not helping the business out, get the fuck out.
We're Costco guys. Of course we work out with the tires.
Okay, so from my understanding, this is the video that sort of shot them into virality. We're not going to watch the entire thing because what you've seen already is enough to kind of figure out what the video is about. They're Costco guys, if you didn't hear. This is the first video that I saw of AJ and Big Justice.
Oh, you have no desire for it? Well, you could probably make the best chicken bake ever at your house. PWT fam is alive on Wednesday and Saturday. Yep.
I mean, like, it's really not that bad. It's a father and son having fun. It's nothing super insane over the top. It's just them fucking around in Costco. There's no ulterior motive here, obviously, right? Well, I don't know. A lot of videos have surfaced of this guy trying to do this for like the last decade. The dad seems like he's really been trying to break into the whole family channel style of content, which you guys know how I feel about that stuff. Children should not be forced onto social media the second they're born.
Yes. Yes, 100%. Children should not be forced onto social media. Be careful with your children, ladies and gentlemen. Just be careful with them.
And people who do that, in my opinion, are fucking insane. However, I'm willing to give past AJ the benefit of the doubt because from what I've seen, nothing really seems too offensive. It's just little day-to-day vlogs of them going to the grocery store or playing in the backyard, stuff like that. Nothing too exploitative like we see a lot of times with family channels, but that's good.
Regardless or not, people can still take like images of like the kid's face, or even like take the video, chop it up, and like, you know, put it on the dark web for stuff. Like, a lot of dark shit can happen. So it doesn't matter if it, like, you know, there is no ulterior motives, or it doesn't seem like it's a problem. It's a problem because people on the internet will take stuff that's not theirs and like chop it up and make their own content and either repurpose it or put it on the black market or put it on a website where it's like you didn't know that your kid is on this website because someone took it, put it on there. Like there's a lot of nasty people out there.
Gonna change. Now, for a while, things were continuing normally. They were just doing their Costco content. Sure, they introduced a couple of bits here and there, but it had not gotten out of hand yet. That happened, in my opinion, after this video right here made it to the internet, after we added a new character to the AJ and Big Justice universe, the Rizzler. Can you imagine saying that last sentence into a microphone being your job? Yeah, it's a wacky existence for me, guys. Now, the reason I blame this video, however, is because I believe that the Rizzler corrupted AJ and Big Justice. Now look, I know I said I wasn't going to mention the kids, but this is an exception because it's not really me mentioning the children. To me, this is when AJ was fully exposed to what exploiting his kid could get him. If you don't know who the Rizzler is, he's just...
Oh, great.
Disney Speedstorm is available now on mobile and PC with Google Play Games.
Just a kid who makes this face and is essentially just a visual gag.
Oh, so he's just somebody else's kid. How old is this kid?
For whatever video he gets put in. And by doing this, he is probably making more money than his father, who is putting him in all these videos.
So it is his kid. I'm so confused. Can somebody just tell me, like, who the fuck is related to who? This is bad.
And I honestly think that AJ saw this and was like, okay, I've got a son. We've got a pretty big social media following. How can I make him into a Rizzler? Because after this video got uploaded, their content proceeds to get far more gimmicky and far more exploitative. And if we jump from the video that we were looking at earlier, where they're just walking around Costco talking about random shit, to their most recent uploads, you can see the downfall quite easily because their most recent collaboration was with the TikToker Jay Kinda Funny. Now, if you don't know who Jay Kinda Funny is, he's a TikToker whose quote content is just him going out and harassing people in public every single day. I talked about this guy a couple of years ago and I'm not really surprised to see that he's still at it. It's the lamest kind of content on the internet right now, and AJ and Big Justice thought that it'd be a good idea to get in on the action.
Excuse me? Hey. He's very hungry. He's wondering if he should eat the
Chicken bake?
Or the double chunk chocolate cookie.
Oh my god.
Which one do you want?
I would walk away and be like, you guys are stupid. Just eat whatever you want. Like, I know it's for content. I know it's for content, but shit, dude, I would have been like, oh, you trying to audition for Cookie Monster. Like, shit, man. Man.
I'll try the cookie. Alright, there you go.
It's a double chunk chocolate cookie.
Nah, dude, shush.
Yeah, there you go.
Shush.
Take a bite.
This is like the least offensive thing Jay has ever uploaded, and it's still just so fucking annoying. Hey, bud, I know you're just...
It is. It's annoying and it's cringe, and we shouldn't be doing this in, even though it's a public place to go shop. But if you're not gonna like help with sales, even though you're not part of the team or whatever, like don't fucking do this shit. Let people shop in peace.
Just trying to shop at Walmart, but we're gonna film you and make you eat a cookie so we can make money, okay? I mean, they're not even in a Costco. They're walking around to random strangers trying to offer them unmarked food.
It's good.
It's good.
You know what that gets?
That gets a big
boom.
See, this is
using others for your content is kind of like, I mean, if you have buddies that are in on it, that's cool. If you want to go up to random people and be like, hey, I'm doing a survey. Do you mind answering a question or two about like, a fandom or something like that? That's fine. But like, if you're going to offer me food, nah, I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it out your hand. I don't know what it's been. You have a video camera there. Like, nah, I'm not taking food out your hand.
This is just such a big jump, and I'm not trying to be a boomer or anything, but this is no longer just filming you and your son eating some shit at Costco. This is walking around, including random people in your content, filming them likely without their permission, and then just being a public nuisance. Yeah, let's go scream in a Walmart for content. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, right?
Basically, excuse me?
Yes.
He's wondering what to eat.
Right.
He doesn't know if he should eat the
chicken bake?
or the double chunk chocolate cookie?
He walked away. You guys are fucking stupid.
You don't want none?
It's a double chunk chocolate cookie.
For content, anything for content,
Why did
right?
you walk away?
Anything for content.
Oh
God.
my God. Do you get it? They're fucking with a guy making minimum wage at Walmart so
Yeah.
they can make thousands of dollars on social media. Oh my fucking God, guys. That's hilarious. I mean, like, is that the
So
expected reaction?
stupid.
Yeah, we dragged this guy away from trying to do his job, filmed him without saying anything, and then made
Yeah.
fun of him when he didn't accept the random food we were trying to give him. Is that supposed to be funny? Like, I just don't get it. There are 2 adults involved in the making of this video. One of them appears to be around the age of 50, and they still thought this was a good idea. That's terrifying.
Excuse me? Who's wondering what to eat? The
Chicken bake?
Or the double chunk chocolate cookie?
Oh no.
You want, wait.
You don't
But
want
it's a
none of
double
that?
chunk chocolate cookie.
Come on.
Chicken bake.
Damn.
Nah, dude,
Haha,
nah.
get it? We did.
Nah, see, at that point, if I was the manager at this, like, maybe Walmart or whatever it is, I'm kicking them the fuck out. You don't go in there to disturb the workers, and you don't go in there to disturb people who are going to buy at this store. Nah, they're going to get kicked out.
Did the exact same thing we've already done, because if you scroll through our TikTok page, you'll learn pretty quickly that we're not super creative. Our content consists of either one of 2 videos.
Which, by the way, that's not even original content, and I really don't like that people who do original content don't get the same love as people who do this shit. And I understand that there is a market for people who do cringy content like this, real life stuff like this. People want to see the drama. People want to see the interactions and stuff like that so that they can form an opinion or even get like, fake mad and like fake all this kind of stuff, like fake all these emotions to have an opinion on the internet. But nah, like I would have kicked them out. They are disturbing the public and they're disturbing the peace in the store. If they're not going to buy anything, get out.
AJ here is the embodiment of if it's not broke, don't fix it. They literally just make the same video over and over and over and over and over again, and I guess that even applies to their shitty pranks. Again, what is so funny about somebody who's trying to do their job not buying into your stupid little TikTok? These are not the actions of adults.
Me? The Rizzler.
Oh my
thought you were
God.
Very beautiful.
Oh my God, you are so freaking cute.
First of all, nobody should be calling the kid the Rizzler. I'm gonna say it again. No one should be calling their little kid the Rizzler and whatnot. This feels like it was set up. Like they told her ahead of time to that, like, oh, they're gonna come down, make some content and whatnot, because no woman is gonna randomly be like, oh my God, you're so cute, and then pinch the cheek of the little chubby kid called the Rizzler. Like, no. Why the hell did AEW sign these guys? Or the one guy?
You were a little older, maybe.
What? Yeah. That was planned.
This guy.
Okay, so the only saving grace of this video is it's not just some random lady they're walking up to. She's always in Jay's videos. But this is just...
Oh, see, I was right. I called it. Like, she was a fucking plant. Like, why is this content? Like, why can't we, like, push other people? Why do we have to push stupid people?
It's weird. Yeah, let's go have one.
Wait, I should say cringy people. Cringy people. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. How much politicking did AJ do to get into AEW? I need to know that. Someone in the comments let me know, or even on the VOD, like, let me know how much politicking did he do to try to get one match in AEW for the future, because this content, like, is not it.
What appears to be like a 7-year-old go try and rizz up some random lady. That sounds like an idea that 3 adults should be willing to sign off on, right? Now we could go...
Especially 3 male adults.
On and on, there are hundreds of videos uploaded by these guys that are getting kind of questionable, but I feel like I've sort of made my points. What I want to end on is this little behind the scenes video that got uploaded somewhere, and it's a little concerning. Now, I want to preface this by saying this video very well could be staged on purpose to try and garner this kind of reaction, but I don't think that's a reason to dismiss this video, because I feel like if it was staged, that's a problem in and of itself. To start forcing your kid to make content with the mindset of any publicity is good publicity, yeah, that's not okay.
Action. 3, 2, 1. Boom.
No, we're here with Jay Kind of Funny.
No,
Oh, okay.
don't worry.
No, we're here with Jay Kind of Funny.
This thing did it again. Hold on.
Here with Jay Kind of Funny.
No,
Oh, okay.
don't.
No, we're here with Jay Kind of Funny first.
Okay. We're here with Jay Kind of Funny.
And this is Boom. All right, one at a time. Okay. We're here with Jay Kind of Funny, and this is Boom. We're doing.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but to me, this no longer seems like a father and son having fun making stupid videos. I just don't think anybody involved here is looking at this in the long term. People will only watch the same video so many times before they're done. People are only going to watch you say double chunk chocolate cookie and chicken bake so many times before they're tired of your shit. Is a year or two of internet virality worth damaging the relationship between you and your kid? Maybe it is to some people, but I don't think it is.
And then I'll say this more. You say the chicken bake or the double chunk chocolate.
Ready? And action. We're here with Jay Kind of Funny.
And this is Boom or Doom.
The chicken bake.
Or the double chunk chocolate cookie.
I gotta go with the double chocolate cookie.
Oh my god.
You gotta take it. First taste the chicken bake.
Oh.
What? Why?
Cookie and then give your answer.
Okay.
Why?
Here, try the chicken bake.
Okay.
It's
Why?
so chickeny, it has bacon,
Oh my goodness.
savory.
Oh my goodness.
It's so good. It has cheese.
This is making me extremely uncomfortable. I don't like the face that the dad is making. This is so damn awkward. I never thought I'd say this, but I actually kind of feel bad for Jay here. I cannot imagine being stuck between these two.
Definitely gets a boom. Definitely.
All right, now try the double chunk chocolate cookie.
Let me do that one.
It is crazy.
All right, Jay. Now you gotta try the double chunk chocolate cookie.
I've been waiting all my life for this. Oh my. That definitely gets a boom.
It's not looking
Oh no. No, 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 no.
good for me, guys.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with this one.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Cut. All right. Okay, here we go. And say, all right, Jay, which one gets the boom and which one gets the doom?
Look at Jay's face here. This is the face of a man who knows he's being punished for his year's worth of shitty content. I would not wish this on my worst enemy. Jay needs to get out of here immediately. But going back to what I was saying earlier, like eventually the well is gonna dry up. People are only gonna watch so many videos of you booming and dooming the fucking chocolate chunk cookie and the chicken bake. I don't know why it's so easy to get famous on TikTok with this sort of equation. Just finding one video that works and then milking it for every last drop until people get tired of you. But if you do this, one thing is guaranteed. The people will always eventually get tired of you.
All right, Jay, which one gets the boom and which one gets the doom?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go with the
You would say wait, you would say the chicken bake gets the doom?
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. The chicken bake gets the doom, and the double chocolate cookie gets the boom.
Yep, you can see it in his face. He's already planning how he's gonna make Jay disappear since he didn't read the line exactly how he wanted. I can't place it exactly, maybe it's sort of the uncanny acting, but there's just something off
It's
about
so
this.
bad.
This
Yeah, it
does not
is.
seem like a production I would want to be a part of. I would say there's still time to turn this around, but honestly, I don't think there is. This guy already has videos where he's having his son call out baby Gronk. They've already devolved to content that is nothing more than fucking with people in public. When you garner the kind of audience that likes that kind of stuff, that means your audience that would enjoy normal content is gone. So it's just a snowball effect of constantly having to appease to people who like the worst kind of content on the internet. I'm sorry to say it, but I think AJ and Big Justice are doomed. Well, guys, what do you think? Am I being too harsh? Do you think
Nope.
it should still be looked at as nothing more than a father and son just having fun? Or do you agree with me that we're getting dangerously close to that weird exploity territory of your average family channel content? Why people are so insistent these days on plastering their children all over social media, I will never understand. With how big the internet is now and how vast social media is, there is absolutely no good that can come from exposing a 10-year-old to hundreds of millions of people on TikTok. It will never end well. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and walk on over to that subscribe button and touch
Link in chat. Let me hold on. Let me put the link again because like there's so many links that popped up. That's the link to the video. Wow. And AEW signed them. Like AEW does not do any research. AEW is all like, yeah, well you can come on board. Oh, you don't know about wrestling? That's totally okay. You could come on by. You can have one match. Like, see, I automatically knew that like they were cringe. Just looking at like the face and shit like that, you know? And then just seeing a couple of the freaking videos and whatnot, and you know, it's really stupid.
About 6 months ago.
Nah. So I hope you guys learned about who the Costco guys are. Like they shouldn't even be famous. They shouldn't. There's no originality. There's no contribution to like, you know, society in a way. It's just going to Costco being like, do you want the chicken bake or do you want the chocolate chip cookie? Like, are you going to be selling subscriptions at Costco when you like do this? Like you should be doing that. If not, like you are disrupting the peace of filming in a place if you're not going to like go and buy something. It's not a hangout spot. It's not the club. It's not a park, you know? So like, why? Us as a society, like we need to do better. But as I say that, it's not going to happen. I know I want to watch some Stevie Richards. Maybe we should end on some good notes before I wrap up. Because my brain cells. My brain cells, man. Let me know if you guys also like if your brain cells are okay. Like let me know if your brain cells are okay. Why can I not find like what I'm looking for whenever I go to this channel?
Risk-free to the new Boost Mobile risk.
I definitely know that the time
All right, so this is probably gonna be the last couple of things that like we watch, and then I'm gonna wrap things up. I do appreciate everybody that is hanging out with me. It's been amazing, but I still have a lot of questions about like why does AEW do this shit? But now it's Stevie Richards' time. This is a video, a clip that says the Undertaker destroyed Right to Censor for good, but why?
Was eliminated, and we were done. Well, I wouldn't say I hated the Right to Censor. I would just say that it was not a very enjoyable time personally or professionally for me. I mean, it was a great opportunity. I'm not discounting that at all. I'm not turning my nose up at the fact that this was probably the best opportunity to make the most amount of money in my career and lifetime. But, things happened, things fell short. Perception is reality. You can use any of these wrestling tropes that you want to use, but the downfall, the hardest thing about the downfall part, the rise I didn't even see. Like, it was very surreal that promo time every week, 6 to 8 minutes of promo, full segment, opening shows, closing shows, and main event spots, whether managing or being the part of a match that we'll talk about later. I think that was towards the end of the show of SmackDown or maybe even the main event. But the downfall I saw coming like right from the moment it happened. That's what we're going to kind of explore right here. And then a slow death, but obviously dead from that particular moment that I'm talking about. And we're done.
I wanted to mention that Val Venus, when I interviewed him, whenever it was, a year ago, a year and a half ago, I can't, time means nothing to me anymore. And weirdly, the video was actually recommended to me through whatever YouTube channel I was using. So he was told by The Office that a few of the WWF shows have been picketed by protesters. This is something that I asked you about, you didn't know. And that one of the advertisers, Coca-Cola, had dropped the WWF as a client because of pressure from L. Brent Bozell and the PTC. So the next week, Vince McMahon had all the Coca-Cola taken out of catering and replaced by Pepsi.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, I'm not like witness to any of that, but, I can see Vince doing that. What would you do? I would do the same thing. If you're doing that, I will switch. And, we all tend to be a little bit petty, or the I'll show you, you'll see type thing. And this is an example of Vince doing that. The Val was figured in a lot more with, I guess, the rumblings or the gossip or the inner workings of this kind of stuff that happened, friend of a friend type of tele-wrestler type of thing. So Val would be very privy, I think, at that particular point, that he would probably not have heard it himself. But, and also probably with Vince, there would be something catering where Vince is like, get this crap out of here. You know what I mean? Come in and Pepsi. Pepsi's the best. But I can see Vince making a visual, like, kind of stand like that. And I wouldn't doubt if Vince had the camera crew filming and taking just to use it in something if he could. Now, if I were Vince, this would have been great. I would have been, Coca-Cola is causing this. The ingredients in Coca-Cola are making women want to undress, are making the wrestlers violent. So we're going to switch Coke out for Pepsi, which is a much safer soda than Coca-Cola.
Boy, you sure know how to open the WWF to a lawsuit.
Haha. Maybe they should get the defamation insurance.
Yeah,
of course they pretty much broke even on the WCW thing. We're going to talk about the lawsuit later that I wasn't aware of.
Lawsuit?
Yeah, the lawsuit against the PTC. It's here in the notes that you wrote.
Oh, God, yeah. I thought you said WCW.
No, I said he broke even because they paid $4 million for WCW, and the So
I'm sick. Just so you know, I'm moving.
I thought you were going to say you're sick of me for a second.
No, I'm sick of. No, I'm just feeling sick at the moment. So I'm just.
So how is that going to get Vince sued off of what I just said?
Well, no. I mean, I'm saying if Vince had said Coca-Cola was making women strip and men violent.
Oh, that's true.
Wow.
That
wow, guys.
That's true. That's exactly what the lawsuit later was about. So, yeah, you're right.
Now, the breakup after the Cat was fired, the WWF writers immediately pivoted. This was like so the Cat was on Raw. Then the next day, I think the cat was fired and Jerry Lawler left. And then the storyline for that episode of SmackDown is Val Venus succumbed to temptation. And I believe that was part of the cat and going to the strip clubs and etc. Then after that, Right to Censor's pretty much on the outs. Ivory obviously loses at WrestleMania 17. You guys lose at WrestleMania 17. And then you're basically just on the way out. You're just being beaten on the way out. Then there's a famous segment on WWF SmackDown where it would be a 4-on-1 match. All male Right to Censor members versus The Undertaker. All 4 members of Right to Censor beat down on Taker until one, Mr. Stephen Richards, Esquire, decides...
You always find it funny listening to a Brit talk about the American legal system. Yeah, yeah.
That he wants to be the one to pin the dead man. All doesn't go according to plan and Taker beats up Richards, culminating with a last ride powerbomb and a clean pin while the other members of the Right to Censor look on before all leaving without Richards. This would basically be the end of Right to Censor, although Ivory and Stevie Richards, or Stephen Richards, would continue to work in their formal outfits for a short while longer before the gimmick was dropped entirely. We'll get to the powerbomb in a minute, but why don't we talk about the end of Right to Censor? How far out did you see this happening? Who told you that basically it was about done? And everything about the dissolution of the group.
I don't think anybody told me, but the writing was on the wall. As I said in part 1, the rise of the Right to Censor, nobody was allowed to touch me for months and months and months. An integral part of why I got so much heat, particularly in the group, because nobody could physically touch me, get to me, hit me with their finish, put me through a table or anything like that. As we're talking about this kind of stuff, it's already now been there, done that. Horses left the barn. Dudley's put me through a table. Everybody's getting to me. They even Unforgiven in Philadelphia. I think Bradshaw got to me after the match. They put me through a table, then Bradshaw hit me after that. As this is happening, the steam is coming off of us because it was all based on nobody could get to me. I don't know. They didn't have a plan to keep me over, even with promos, which probably extended the life that we got promo time. But the promo time became a vehicle for people to beat me up. In other words, there was also not just the Undertaker thing, which I think was the last official thing, but then around that time on Sunday Night Heat, pre-Stevie Night Heat, Sunday Night Heat, Steve Blackman came out, and we had a really fun segment with the nunchucks where I took him, he had a spare, hit me. That kind of showed that the company was cooling me down specifically because I'm getting beat up not only on Raw and SmackDown, but now on Heat. So you sort of know that, it's we're on I use the term pitch count, but our time is very limited. And then, of course, this 4-on-1 match with Taker, where we aren't getting along as it is. And that's also another thing, the beginning of the end, arguing, doing this and that. And then I tell them to leave. We'll see it in the whiteboard segment. They leave. They see me get beat up. They don't help me. They see me I call it the worst ride. Not the last ride, because I don't take a great power bomb. But that there was definitely, like I said in the beginning, I knew exactly what was happening at that point. The rise, I didn't know how far we were going to take the rise up to. If we're going to stay in the upper main event, upper mid card, be a heel stable that's always going to constantly have some sort of steam. But I definitely knew, just as I know with Display Link Manager not working, I definitely knew that the time was limited and we were done right there. Nobody came up and specifically told me, hey, you guys are done. That's the end of it. But, after being in the business for a while, you're done. That's pretty much it.
So did you have, or did the company have, as far as you knew, any backup plans for you whatsoever? Because I know we talked about in the last Right to Censor episode that, you had to basically go away and lose some weight and, let the company know that you still had value, you're taking it seriously, or however you interpreted it. But did the company ever come to you with any suggestions of how you could morph from Stephen Richards to something else?
No. As a matter of fact, Jim Ross called me into his office and, to his credit, very bluntly said that, you're heavy, your work's not up to par, you're not doing a very good job. And this is before I got sent down to developmental down there, HWA, Les Thatcher, Cincinnati, Ohio, and then working once in a while in OVW in Louisville, Kentucky. But he did say, you need to lose weight and we're going to go send you down there and we still might release you, but you need to work harder. I'm paraphrasing what he said, but basically it was the come to Jesus moment that basically you're going to leave. So I said, okay, well, if I'm going to get released, I'm going to work as hard as I can to make this happen, you know, or at least stay. And if not, my next stop, hopefully I'm going to be able to have a good run. That was pretty much it.
So you would miss the majority of the invasion angle of 2001, lucky you. Wrestling, the occasional house show or dark match from September onwards of 2007, and of course you would turn back up on mainstream WWF television, managing Chronic. I'm going to give you a quick couple of bits of information that you might find interesting on Right to Censor, and more specifically, the PTC, who the Right to Censor were based off of. So on November 9th, 2000, the PTC was sued by the WWF for defamation after they claimed that Vince McMahon's company was responsible for the deaths of 4 children, emulating the moves on WWF television. On July 8th, 2002, the lawsuit was settled in the WWF's favor, winning a $3.5 million settlement and an apology from L. Brent Bozell III himself.
I didn't know about that.
That must have really chapped away at him having to write that. And as you said before as well, $3.5 million is actually $1 million more than WWF paid for WCW. So with the legal fees, it got to about $4.3 million. So you're right. I mean, basically one apology and a settlement, and they got a Right to Censor group out of it as well. They basically got WCW for free, if you look at it that way.
Yeah, that's what I was saying in the beginning. It was just kind of funny that I can't think that somebody didn't look at that and say, hey, recoup the money that we paid for WCW. And they made money, although they could have made a lot more money off the invasion. It was one of the worst and poorly executed things ever done as far as the invasion.
Hold on. I think that was the end of it. Okay. All right, so I don't really have my shows like so long. I can only like take so much to like watch and like talk about and stuff like that. I know we didn't really cover too much of the like AEW like 5-year thing. But what I would do is basically take my camera off so that we could actually see my wonderful thumbnail. And you can definitely see the Daniel Bryan and Okada match up there, and then Hangman versus Juice Robinson. And for Okada versus Danielson, the stipulation is that in the first 20 minutes, the AEW Continental Championship title is on the line. Okada has that championship title. And then I guess after the 20 minutes, the other championship title is on the line. Like, I don't know how that works, and it doesn't make any sense. And people are just like, you know, trying to do gotchas and just trying to be like, oh my God, that's so awesome and whatnot. And it's like, no, do you understand what's happening? If you don't understand what's happening, it's okay to say you don't understand what's happening. And it's totally okay to do that. Hangman versus Juice Robinson, I had to tell one of my viewers over on my community post, if you guys don't know, on YouTube, everybody has the option to put up whatever they want in their community post. So I had to explain that I believe and I think that Hangman was the one that took out Juice Robinson for so many months, which feels like a year now. Took him out and he was basically rehabbing, and then he comes back, and during that strap or like lumberjack match that Hangman had against Jeff Jarrett not too long ago, that Juice decided to punch him. And guess what? Hangman retaliated. Therefore, the mind of Tony Khan was like, oh, we have a match. What? You know, I really do need wrestlers in 2025. And I know my face is not up there, but my face is like in the corner. So just pretend that I'm talking to you, right? But having all this is like, you know, very essential. I really wish that for 2025, right? Even though if I suggest this idea for wrestlers. If you are hurt by another wrestler, and I mean like in kayfabe, maybe or maybe not in kayfabe, or it puts you on the shelf for a long time, and we understand that accidents happen, right? So like if it's an accident, then like don't do it. But if it's one of those where, you know, you want to get revenge and you want to build up the story, use social media to your advantage, because 90% of people are on social media. 90% of people in the United States and around the world, and those that are able to have like, you know, internet access and stuff like that, are on social media. Some people just don't really give a shit. But if you really want to make a feud, please use social media. Use something. Send the company some vignettes. It could be you on like the beach, you know, healing up, and you're like, you know, it's only a matter of time until you get what's coming to you, such and such wrestler, you know, make it apparent. Do what CM Punk and Drew McIntyre did on social media. Well, mainly just Drew McIntyre, because Drew McIntyre like should get the award for like best social media for the year. He should get that award. But yeah, just like build it up on social media. Doctor, thank you for joining, man. Thank you for joining. And yes, I'll see you guys in the Discord. Thank you for saying it was a good show. I try my very, very best. But yeah, like if you are a wrestler and you know you want to have a feud, please do something with social media. Make sure that like fans remember that you got hurt because of this wrestler and you want your revenge, and then it'll be that much sweeter for the payoff. And there goes your story, because AEW does not have stories at all. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I am just really, 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 really disappointed in AEW more than anything else. I still say that I have like 1% of love for AEW, and I want to see that AEW can be better and stronger and like actually become, you know, something like how we all want, like that true alternative. But for some reason they want to sign, you know, the Costco guys, and they think that they're gonna get people. You're not gonna get people. You're not. Their content is cringe, and if people are dropping off of the Costco guys, then like you're not gonna get that audience. The Costco guys are not like Logan Paul and Jake Paul. Logan Paul and Jake Paul pull in so much eyes on them. They are controversial. The Costco guys are just a dad who wants fame, a dad who doesn't give a shit because he wants the fame, not his kids. He wants the fame and he does cringe shit. But yeah, it's AEW because Tony Khan is cringe and very awkward. And then you have, I guess it's a match made in heaven. But again, he's taken away a spot from a professional wrestler that could be using that spot, that could be using that money that they're gonna get from AEW to feed their family, to invest in themselves. Why are you giving it to TikTok people? If that's the case, hire everybody in the wrestling community over on TikTok, all the toxic people. But you know, Tony Khan is mad weird when he picks and chooses like who to hire, who not to hire. People who have no business being in the business, he hires, and it's like, yo, like there's a whole ecosystem out there that you could choose from that can make your business beneficial. But no, they all want to like play the game of like, we're doing okay, we're doing fine, when in reality it's like Paris burning, if I could say that. Like it's burning. Well, maybe not Paris burning, but it felt like the right thing to say, even though I'm not sure what exactly that could be. But I think that's like used for like showcases and fashion show and whatnot, right? Like, you know, AEW just has fire around them, but everybody is like, yo, everything is okay. But yeah, I do think that for a 5-year anniversary for AEW, it should have some type of build to it, some type of meaningful build, and be like, thank you guys so much for everything that you've done for 5 years, including the wrestlers, the staff. You know, we had to go through a freaking pandemic and we came out of it, you know, okay, in a way. You know, don't get on me, you know, no conspiracy theory people get on me, but for the sake of professional wrestling, we came out on the other side. But you know, where are the pillars other than Britt Baker wrestling against the professor? Like, where are the pillars of AEW? Where are they now? You know, it's a 5-year anniversary. Like, you would think that there'll be some type of story to go with it because it's 5 years. 5 years of AEW, and you know, it's still declining and it's hanging on. Again, the stipulation don't make sense for Okada versus Danielson. Like, why we're having that? It's only there for ratings. Let's see if they could get like a bigger rating other than like in the 600s, 700s. And that's all like relevant. It is. It really is all relevant. By the way, I have the picture of Jey Uso and Jey Uso's son in the thumbnail because that's a wholesome family. Give them everything, man. Like, that's a wholesome family. And Jay doesn't even put his son in like that. But to have him there when, you know, holding the championship title, that's a very like meaningful moment. You know, someone that doesn't really want his son in the spotlight, but like to share that moment with him is special versus a father-son duo as the Costco Guys to make stupid ass cringy content that disrupts businesses, disrupts workers who get paid minimum wage, who, you know, try to audition for like the Cookie Monster and shit. Like, come on. It's one of those like, why are you going backwards and why are you trying to get the wrong kind of audience to AEW to further gatekeep and to further push toxicity and whatnot, you know? Like, why? Why can AEW focus on growing? And every time that we say and give ideas about how they can grow for the better, it gets shut down. You know, it's so ass backwards. Like, you want something to progress, but at the same time, you want it to degress and be like, oh my God, everything is so fine. Everything is great. With all that being said, because I could talk forever and probably like talk around in circles, but I do want to say and give a huge shout out to the Wrestling Soup for stopping by, and the DRWC, which is Dr. White Chocolate. Again, I was going to call him Dr. Wrestling Community. But I like white chocolate and I haven't had white chocolate in like a couple years and I miss it. And for Denisha, for Mike, for Casual Gamer, for 1980s FM fam, I'm so sorry. I accidentally muted my own mic. Of course I did because I'm a streamer. Guys. You know, and everybody else that came through. You guys are amazing. You guys are awesome. Thank you for checking out the channel if this is your first time. And if it is, hit that follow button right here on youtube.com/Square Circle Podcast. Hit that like button because that helps out the stream. I have all of my links going through and whatnot, but the most important thing is that I love that you guys showed up. I love that I show up. I love that we can have a conversation. I love that we can talk about things and not be afraid of anything, you know, and enjoy each other's company. That's all I really like care about is enjoy each other's company, be respectful to one another in a way, you know, because like sometimes, you know, respect doesn't really happen like that. But tomorrow, like I said, I'm just going to reiterate that tomorrow is going to be a different kind of stream. If you have any friends that want to be like streamers but don't know where to start, you know, send them my way because we're going to have a conversation about it. And again, I will take the heat if there's heat going to be coming my way, but it's me, you know, providing social commentary for the small streamers. And speaking on behalf of the small streamers, because I'm technically a small streamer. I don't have 100K people that are subscribed to the YouTube channel. I'm not in the YouTube partner program yet. We are getting there, though. We are getting there. We're getting there. But for the most part, like, it's gonna be a different stream. I'm gonna talk about small streamers and give advice if you want to start streaming either this week. I was gonna say tomorrow, but if I'm doing this video, it's gonna be tomorrow. You know, you can start whenever you want, or you can start in 2025. I'm just gonna lay out perspectives and other things too, because I think it's kind of wrong to put everybody together under one blanket and be like, you all do this, when in reality it's not. You have to tell people, we're going to talk about this and only this. And yes, we do know that there are bad apples in every single community. We know they're bad apples, but to group everybody with the bad apples is wrong. So I'm going to talk about that. So again, ladies and gentlemen, join me tomorrow around the same time. And I'll put it all over social media. Again, this would be like a very different take on like what I do on like, you know, for the wrestling business and all this kind of stuff and for the Square Circle podcast. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And you have been listening and watching a live stream on youtube.com/Square Circle Podcast with your host,